Hello, everyone, and welcome to Guildmaster Gaming for another first look. This one's a little bit different because I'm taking a first look at something that kind of fits what we've talked about in terms of gaming and movies and books and that I do, and the love of horror because I'm also a horror writer. But this one is a cookbook, and I've got a couple of these recently, and this is the first one we're looking at. This is Recipes from the World of H.P. Lovecraft, inspired by cosmic horror. This is the title of it right there. You can see the cover. I'm pretty sure that this is not the actual person because it's Olivia Luna Eldritch. And just to give you a brief of what it says on the back, feast your way through the world of cosmic horror with fantastical and delicious recipes inspired by H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu Mythos. Now, there's some more there, but I think that's the main part of it. Now, when I first took a look at this, I was kind of intrigued because what it does is it has a lot of picture work here with the tentacles and the Cthulhu Mythos stuff. And it's actually a very solid cookbook. Now, I can talk to that because most people around don't know this. I don't talk about it a lot. My very first published book was a cookbook on zucchini. It's no longer in print. So if we can find some other way of publishing, I'll get it out there. But that's something totally different. And I was raised in cooking because my dad was a chef. And so I started first cooking actually for a restaurant at the age of like 8 or 9, baking brownies. And I did that for clear up until wow, into my 30s, and decided finally to get out of food and do something different. But the introduction in this actually is information about H.P. Lovecraft. And then it goes into what the different aspects of it is. And you have like the dream feast of the unknown Kadath, the banquet of Cthulhu, a day of H.P.'s humble home cooking. So it goes into the inspirations of that, of Lovecraft, but also from his actual writings and the writings that other people did about the Cthulhu mythos. And it goes through each of the meals. So here's breakfast, breaking fast or breakfast, we have that. Now, each of these sections have sections or have, stuff from H.P. Lovecraft in terms of his letters, uh, some of his historical aspects, and that's each section. And also, each one of the recipes has that. So you get a lot of other information. Now, in terms of a cookbook, I did a quick look through this, knowing some of the things that I've done. And I can say this is not really a cookbook for beginners in a sense that you're not going to get everything spelled out by step by step by step by the intricate steps. It's going to tell you a little bit more general steps, like process half the berries with the orange juice and honey in a blender. So it's not giving you like time frames. It just gives you blend it, stir it in, some different aspects. And that was part of Yog Sothoth Pots, a nice little kind of a breakfasty dessert parfait with yogurt. So there's also some other interesting artwork, some of it very monstrous, Cthulian, cosmic horror stuff, and these recipes are all made with the actual ingredients that you'd be using. So you're not going to be getting something it's not a fictitious cookbook. This is an actual cookbook. Just everything is based off of, what you might have seen in the books, his stories, what other people have written, like shunned fungus and garlic crostini. There's a sushi, which makes sense. His Howard's potato salad. So maybe H.P. Lovecraft's personal potato. Oh, while living in New York, Lovecraft became exceedingly fond of a 10-cent potato salad served at an automat in Times Square. So here's the recipe for that. So I mean, it gives some really, really neat stuff in here. So I think it's going to be some fun going through when I finally get into the final. And some of them are some very nice looking dishes, like the wings there. So it's going to take me a while because I'm actually going to go and make some of these recipes and share them with friends and family and see what they think of things like the Zug Stroganoff or light pie. There's going to be I think if I get people into the right mood, this is going to be a lot of fun. I think just from the first part, I think if you are into horror, if you are into um, Lovecraftian horror, especially, you know, the whole Cthulhu Mythos, this could be a very fun book uh, to kind of get on your shelf and maybe, you know, throw some dinner parties or have some fun with friends that are also into the same thing. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put a link to where you can find this book in the comments, and I will also go ahead and post this up. And then when I do the review, I'll get that written up and posted on my own personal blog, which you can follow at guildmastergaming.com, which is my author's site, or guildmastergaming.blogspot.com, which takes you straight to the blog. And I will link everything back and forth and let you know how some of these recipes turned out and how much, if we have the fun that I'm thinking we're going to have from this. Hey, thanks. And I will be doing another one shortly because I've got another cookbook that I picked up that I think is pretty fun. Thanks. Talk to you all later.